Okay. Let me just get set up on my phone. I got my pretzels, I got my milkshake. It's time to figure out who killed the lesbian and the trans man. The trans man that did no wrong. Ashley was robbed. And so was Cyrus. Cyrus did nothing wrong. Pretzel plus milkshake. Not bad. Cherry milkshake, by the way. Okay. No, Pandora deserved to live, not Ashley. I mean, I love Ashley, but Pandora deserved to live more. Okay. Time to get started. Can you guys actually hear the audio this time? Oh, yes, yes, this is off-center. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. Let me center this. Hannah and Forte closed their eyes on Ashley's body. Closed in on Ashley's body. They're voicing their concerns, but I've heard nothing. My senses were scrambled. The only thing I heard over their murmured. The only thing above the murmur of their voices was, "No!" The eerie chime indicating. Why has been discovered? We granted a period to investigate the body in the class trial. Please accept the judge. Oh, pretty printed, blah blah blah. Wait, so Ashley's not dead? Wait a second. They didn't mention Ashley's body. Echo, Echo. I couldn't respond. I just sat on the floor staring. Missy reached past me towards Ashley's body. Missy, could it be? Life moved in slow motion. I tried to connect what I heard outside the gallery to the horrible scene at hand. Missy carefully moved Ashley's hair and gently placed two fingers on the side of her neck. Missy, don't you dare touch her. She's alive! She's alive! Oh, thank fuck she's alive! Oh! She's not in her Sayaka Katie arc yet, guys! She's still alive! She got a round trip from Mexico, guys. She went to Mexico, visited her girlfriend, and now she's back. She's alive? My heart was pumping, and I felt new life breathed into me as I processed the revelation. Look at her bracelet. It isn't. I mean, look, her bracelet isn't neon pink. Her pulse is extremely weak, but Ashley is alive nonetheless. Isn't there an infirmary anywhere? She needs attention quickly. I'll check the casino kiosk for a map. Keon swiftly left as the rest of us gazed in astonishment. I stared to remain. I My stare remained on Ashley's bracelet. Misty was right. It remained the same light gold road color as mine, unlike when Pandora's turned neon pink. Even if that were the case, what's wrong with her? I fished for an infirmary on the kiosk, but it only displayed the floors that we've been to. Then does that mean there isn't one? No, there is an infirmary, but the infirmary is connected to the courtroom. Oh shit. My body kicked into action and sprinted out of the casino towards the third floor elevator and slammed the buttons. Echo! And I need to get her out of here. Take me to the courtroom. I shouted at nothing as the elevator doors refused to open. I continued to hit the buttons fruitlessly. Echo, please. I know it will be difficult, but it seems like we might have to investigate in order to gain access to the courtroom. Oh shit. Hmm. Hmm. I don't think it's Missy, guys. I really don't. Missy had followed me all the way out here. We wouldn't want to enter the trial without preparing ourselves, therefore we must work quickly if we're going to bring Ashley back. Please. I slammed my forehead against the elevator door in defeat. Damn it. Ashley. I let out an immense heavy sigh. My chest heaved, and I felt my breath escape in shaky, broken pieces. No, for real, she's a Ray Makaru in this game. She pops and locks over everybody else. But worst case scenario, we still have Canon. I dragged my feet as Misty and I made our way to the crime scene. We're doing this again. This horrible, horrible thing. Searching for the culprit behind the sickening scene only put them on the chopping block for the game to continue anew afterwards. The cycle was torturous. Ugh. Despite that, Ashley was alive. I tried to clear my head. Yes, Ashley was barely hanging on to by a thread of life, but she was alive regardless. I need to figure out who did this. Someone took Cyrus's life and threatened Ashley's. There's no gray area about it. Every fire is a lesson learned. Or opened the double doors and kept the smoke lounge and the casino separated so we could move freely between them. The smoke lounge Lele stood looming over Cyrus's body. Say was in the smoke lounge as well, blazing in at the body from a distance. In the casino, Fort put Ashley in a recovery position and was monitoring her. Cannon was standing between the rooms, glaring at the trail of debris. Misty went to investigate the smoke lounge, and I was left to look on my own. Oh, there's a lot to investigate this time. Okay. The kiosk has been knocked over. There isn't a faint streak of blood on the screen. It appears to be broken. How do you Gee, I wonder why it's broken. Just taking a shot in the dark with the Monokuma files printed from the casino kiosk because this one wasn't operational. Canon has a victim report if you want to take a look. Probably some technology involving proximity or some such. I really couldn't say since that sort of thing is out of my depth. I wonder if the kiosk being knocked over has anything to do with specifically with what happened here. I can't say. Chicken blood implies that it may have been interacted with. But to what extent is beyond me. Kiosk being knocked over may have been just a casualty during whatever struggle occurred here. But the shriek bothered me. Why is there a blowtorch here? I wonder if it is going to be Laylee. Broken glass and torn fabric littered the floor around and underneath Cyrus's body. A struggle occurred here. That's for sure. It took place before Cyrus fell. The display case must have been broken during the altercation, and he was killed sometime after, falling atop of the refuse. That makes sense. It seems like only one way the room could have gotten so messy. Well, of course, no one's going to be cautious about their surroundings when their life is on the line. Oh my god, somebody was planning on starting, like, a fire. I bet it was Laylee. Laylee probably dead. An overturned gasoline container. It's almost empty. Ew, it smells in here. Yeah, the smoke lounge wasn't really a pleasant place to begin with, but this... What do you mean? Well, when Ash and I visited the smoke lounge for the first time, the air was heavy with cigar smoke, I'm assuming. So to see liquor and gasoline spilled all over the place and adding to the smell, it's not helping much, I'll say that. I see. I didn't visit this place beforehand, so I can't really say. I'll take your word for it. But gasoline seems out of place here, doesn't it? It probably came from the cars. I wonder if it came from the garage. It's a blowtorch. That's strange. That's what he was getting from the kitchen earlier. What? Huh? What are you talking about? You recall I crossed paths with Cyrus early in the morning. A bit before I started testing the rules and destroying the ovens. It was a brief meeting, but I was curious as to why he was there as well. He must have smuggled that butane torch out. And you didn't say anything? Why should I have? I mean, you could have stopped him far in advance from whatever he was going to do with it. He's dead. Clearly, he clearly didn't get the chance to do anything anyway. The blowtorch went off and the whole room would have gone up in flames, considering the amount of alcohol spilled all over the floor. The gun. Misty's revolver, the weapon. Are you sure it's the gun that took his life? Okay, see, like, what I'm thinking is, like, maybe he fell onto the broken glass and it pierced his skin. Let's see his revolver, the weapon that took Cyrus's life. The gun handle was covered in blood. 4 shots were fired, leaving 1 bullet. Quite a few people knew about the gun, so it might be difficult to determine who went to retrieve it. The gun wound was front and center in Cyrus's chest. Blood had soaked through his shirt. The deep pigment inundated the cloth and oozed onto the carpet. The gun wound was very clearly told his cause of death. But my eyes were cautiously drawn to Cyrus's blood-stained hands. The blood could have only come from one source, his wound. Must have tried in vain to stop the gun wound from bleeding out. I trembled at the thought of what ended up being a futile act. Ash, hang in there. Ashley's hands were covered in blood. She didn't appear to have any sort of wound, so the blood on her hands could have potentially come from only one place. She actually tried to prevent Cyrus's death. That was the place. Whoever shot Cyrus would have been the same person who took Ashley out, so she wouldn't reveal the assault. The scene is quite unruly. I'm uncertain whether it would be more or less difficult to determine the culprit in the scenario, considering the many questionable items lighting around. Yeah, as opposed to what happened with Pandora, it's a Pandora! On Pandora, this is just a bit jarring. Where were you, though? I remember seeing you at the garden with Cannon earlier when we paired off to search the 3rd floor. Yes, that was precisely where we ended up. Huh? The two of us were investigating the garage, and thoroughly as possible, but found nothing of note. When we were outside to investigate the other personal room doors at the end of the 3rd floor living quarter halls. But as you may have figured out already, these personal room doors are locked. She peccato. Where was I? Cannon and I then heard the first shot of 4. We rushed into the garage and barricaded the doors from them inside. We rushed into the garage and barricaded the doors from the inside. You barricaded the doors? We thought it would have been the best course of action to protect ourselves. Neither of us had the gun, so it had to be somewhere else. A reasonable conclusion, is it not? After the first shot, the first shot and through to the 4th, we hid away in the garage until we heard a commotion in the 3rd hall doors. It was quite frightening until hearing all 4 of those shots in such close vicinity. I never thought we could have come upon this gruesome scene. Forte sighed and mournfully looked at Ashley. Support Cannon blocked the door. That explains the garage side. Double doors wouldn't open. I approached Cannon as she overlooked the two seats from the doorway opening between the rooms. You're probably wondering where I was this afternoon after we departed to search the third floor. I was with Court in the garage for a large portion of the afternoon as well, as during the duration of the four shots fired, you can vouch for my alibi. You and Ashley came upstairs, right? Yeah, we did. Didn't run into you two at all, though. We must have spent most of our time in the garage. It seemed to have the most potential for something useful out of the four rooms. Cannon silently surveyed the state of Ashley's body, then across the doorway at Cyrus's distant figure. Oh, here's the Monokuma file. I got it from the casino kiosk. Victim, Cyrus Sarek. Cause of death. The victim's body was discovered in the third floor smoke lounge. The victim was fatally shot above the heart, and estimated time of death was 12:03. Damn. Just like in Pandora's file, this file is just purposeless in telling us what happened to Cyrus. As for Ashley, I can't say. Do you think she might have been attacked, like hit on over the head or something? I guess it's not impossible, but she's pretty tall considering. It would be hard to say what she was attacked with, though. There's nothing on the casino side of the doors that could be used as a weapon. Our discussion fell flat. She seemed a little more open today. Cortai and I had a small parley in the garage. In short, he told me I shouldn't try to forego attempts to escape this game. She grumbled under her breath and exhaled sharply. Despite Cannon's frustration, she ended up providing more open conversation today, likely as a result of wishing to avoid being caught in the same violence. We voiced the situation she was during yesterday's trial. Oh, Echo, oh. Say's hands were trembling. I'm so sorry about Ashley. It's scary, but I'm trying to pull through. It was a relief to see her still breathing. I need to find out who would have done such ill will towards her. That's very noble. If there's anything I can do to help you with, let me know. Actually, yes, there is. What is that? I was stuck in the art gallery when the crime was going on across the hall. Couldn't open the doors whatsoever. I heard some footsteps and the voices after some time, so I banged on the main hall's doors. That's right. You were the first person I saw. Do you know why the doors were blocked? Yeah. Double door handles were bounded together with rope. I'm guessing it was from the climbing center. So when I heard your voice inside, I unbound the ropes and you came running out. Wait, did Ashley do this? No, wait. Let me think. I don't remember. Was Ashley there when the first shot was fired? She demonstrated how she found the rope replicating the state on the smoke floor rope. I went with Ashley to the climbing center as she got rope to find Cyrus. Did the culprit steal it from her and instead bind the doors to lock me in the art gallery? That's strange. I was also wondering, where were you earlier this afternoon? I know when Missy tried to call you out this morning, but you declined. Say's worry brow frowned deeper. Oh, well, I just thought after the events of yesterday, if someone was going to kill me, it doesn't matter what I do. What is she saying? Emo! She was, and what I wanted to do was stay in my room. The killer couldn't break my door down, or whatever, but if if it was going to happen, fate would find a way, so be it. You know, after I heard the second gunshot ringing outside, I peeked out of curiosity. Who even had the gun in the first place? But it was pointless. Laylee had dragged me out and run me all over the 3 floors just to find a bunch of nothing. Ugh. She mumbled a train of thought to herself, but didn't seem to want to answer to her ponderings. I see. Well, thanks, C. C seemed to possess a haphazard reaction to the recent events. I couldn't talk to Laylee to see if, and should talk to Laylee to see if their stories lined up. Bro, these pizzas were good. Laylee looked particularly aggravated. This place is such a mess. There's no mistaking the fact that that struggle occurred. That seems to be the case. It's a shame I wasn't closer when this took place. After I swept the 3rd floor earlier this morning, I managed to miss something as big as this. Call it bad timing. About that, where were you this afternoon after that fact? Huh? Are you suspecting me? Oh no. It would just help to know where you were so I can say that you're in the clear. As I say, but didn't she keep herself locked in her room all day? Beats me. All I know is after I heard the second gunshot from somewhere upstairs, I saw State poke her head out of her room. I dragged her out with me for safety, and hauled her around with me to find out where the shots were coming from. We were on the 2nd floor by the time a 3rd shot went off, so you two can vouch for each other's whereabouts. Yeah, what of it? Nothing. So Laylee has an alibi that can be verified by Say. What puzzles me the most is where did the gun even come from? Well, I don't expect you to believe me, but it was in Missy's possession. She brought it out and boldly stated that she would not be firing it. I even recommend we travel in groups in case of something, bad happens. So even by the off chance she did fire it, we'd be in groups able to witness alongside our partner. So they confirmed that she and Laylee were together. It's say a boy or a girl. Oh wait. For some reason I just mixed up Say and Laylee. She confirmed that she and Laylee were together when they heard the gunshots, and neither of them were aware someone had a gun in the first place. Laylee was astonished. Really, what kind of tactician would reveal their hand like that? I mean, it was a symbol of trust in a way. I certainly am not going to use it to cause harm. And I really don't think Missy would. That aside, it almost seems like she was miscommatering everyone's expectations and locations by doing so. Laylee just scoffed and continued to loom over Cyrus's body. The 4 shots were fired, 4 out of 5 existing bullets in that gun chamber. 4 shots, I noticed. However, there are only 3 holes in the walls in the smoke lounge. 3 of those weren't the ones that killed Cyrus. Yes, 1 bullet is lodged in his chest. The problem is finding out in what order these shots were fired, which one was the one that killed him. Misty furrowed her brow. Echo. Her voice is a hushed whisper. I surely hope this hasn't tarnished your view of me. Huh? It's clear that the crime has my name written all over it. I was the one who revealed the gun to be in my possession. I was the one who left it out in the open. I have no partners to support my whereabouts during this crime. Despite that, I cannot tell you my alibi. Huh? Why not? Miss you. What would you have me think after you said all that? Please, trust me. She's in her Kirigiri art. Okay, Kyoko. I see you. Sporting a new hair look and a fresh tan. I don't know if I can, she sighed. I cannot argue with that. Well, let's have to let the trial decision command our judgment. I must try and produce a compelling enough argument. Missy. Doesn't seem like there's anything left to investigate. Hello, deep sigh. Continuing to the investigation was harrowing. I was exhausted beyond belief. The group was already so small, yet given everybody's paired abilities, it became difficult to see who was behind this crime. It's difficult to say, bearing one person. What was Missy thinking? Has she been lying to us this whole time? Yeah, I noticed that. No, I couldn't jump to conclusions so quickly. That would be unfair to Missy. Regardless, I had a bad feeling about this. Okie dokie! You all know what time it is. It's time for the class trial. I hope you have enough ammunition to shoot down the culprit. If not, then I guess you're all out of luck. The elevator will take you to the courtroom once everyone has boarded. So make it snappy. The timer for your bracelets or to release toxic gas is to set for 10 minutes after this announcement ends. Don't drag your feet. I rubbed my forehead in distress. The vicious cycle we couldn't see to continue, an end to continued once more. Why? I'm just gonna quickly. Let me go to studio. I think I'm only gonna do the class trial. Only because I do have schoolwork I want to work on. Actually, we'll see how long this chapter takes. Um, depending on that will depend on what I do. It seems that first trial. Oh, second trial and execution is only like an hour and a half. And then chapter 3. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
was an absolute.
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the class trial, and we're gonna do chapter 3 daily life. And then we'll do chapter 4, chapter 3 deadly life, and 4. Yeah, from what I see here though, chapter 3 is only 2 hours. Daily life is only 2 hours, so we could probably do it. Anyways, I went over to Ashley's side and sat next to her. I gently placed my 2 fingers on her wrist and felt a faint pulse. It was such an eerie feeling, not only Ashley was alive, but so close to death. Fort laid his hand on my shoulder. Echo, we really ought to keep going if we find ourselves in danger from Zero's um, if we're going, lest we find our. Sorry, Echo, we really ought to get going, lest we find ourselves in the danger from Zero's capricious ways. Sniff. Yeah, you're right. Fort, would you mind? Not at all. Fort lifted Ashley from my knees with ease. Carrying her to the elevator, I followed behind, trying to keep a close distance um, from Ashley. Once again, a group atmosphere sauntered into the elevator. Our community had shrunk by three, yet in the elevator cab, were divided further. Laylee and Sig, Cannon and Fort, with Ashley in arms, myself and Missy. Distrust hacked away whatever threadbare remaining connection we had. But this time, damning signs pointed at one person in particular, Missy Vesper. It's kind of giving like Danganronpa 3, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc Chapter 3 vibes. Missy prevented nothing to dispose those signs, and provided nothing to prove those signs. Cyrus had already been removed from the picture. Ashley was at the crust of following. I was confused, hurt, and alone. What was I going to do during this trial? Doors opened up and revealed a circular room once more. Oh, did the color change? I rushed in and raised my voice, calling for the expense nothing less in the courtroom. Zero, Eve, I know there's an infirmary connected to the courtroom, so please help Ashley. With a flash, symbol of the other announcer, Eve appeared. Echo, there is a cross button on the infirmary on the elevator. The door will open on the opposite side of the courtroom, leading you to the infirmary. I turned around and the courtroom side elevator opened. I hopped in and pressed the cross button, opening the doors behind me. Fort swiftly carried Ashley in and gently laid her on the infirmary bed. He stepped aside as I clambered onto the bedside. Ash, please be okay. It was impossible to tell if she was breathing. Every inhale and exhale was so small and withered. A glass encasing lowered to cover Ashley, and the monitor above began displaying her vitals. Her heart rate had pumped to 45 beats per minute. I'll do my best to monitor her. Please leave your worries at the door. There is a greater matter at hand awaiting you. Yes, Echo, we need to begin the class trial. Her health is out of our hands. We can only do so much. The best thing we can do now is find the culprit. Our discussion will reveal what occurred. Yeah. I steadily stepped back. Ashley, I'll figure out what happened to you. I swear on my life I'll find the culprit. Do we want to find the culprit though? What if Ashley is the culprit? Like, okay, that's my theory. Is like, what if Ash, like, not theory, but like, What if Ashley is the culprit? Her execution unplugs life support. Beep. Wow, what a great execution, guys. Laura and I left the infirmary, crossing through the elevator that connected the infirmary into the trial grounds. Heavy clouds hung over the dome glass ceiling. Everyone was already in their places as Fort and I crept into ours. Another murder. It was unreal. Cyrus! Cyrus did no wrong. He was innocent. He was just a wholesome being. He did nothing wrong. He could do no wrong. Cyrus's mild and uneasy demeanor made a 110 when his talent, ultimate charisma, had been revealed to be a ruse. He quickly suffered the consequences, his sudden aggressive temperament coming to full stop out of nowhere, and Ashley's worrying condition. What could have been possibly happened to the two, in the two rooms we found them in? Don't worry, I can fix him. Oh, I see Pandora and R in the background. The babies. However, despite the behavior Cyrus displayed, it was only shocking that someone would actually retaliate. Somehow felt like a hasty overreaction. Then again, a hasty reaction was essentially pushed in art to bring Pandora's demise. It's difficult to call art the culprit after the lack of black and white intentions. I'm missing Pandora. But in the grand scheme of things, the rules of society were set to deliver retribution to those who commit crimes. Baby! Who's to say the first place operated under? Who was to say this place operated in under the same conditions? The courtroom was silent as we waited for Zero to appear. The atmosphere was justably tense. Layla and Say shared similar dark vibe. Cannon and Fort both looked unnerved, and Misty managed to put up a poker face despite the situation. Oh my god, it's him. Hey Zero, you wanna kidnap me? You know, just like a suggestion, Like I'm free for kidnapping. You can kidnap me anytime. Yeesh, about time you guys got here. And again, I'll have to say, it's weird how quiet you bunch are. Is no one amped for another past trial? I've heard a lot of work into these. Of course we're not excited, you need. Hey, Missy is so mean. It's a shame no one's excited, but the ball's gonna keep rolling whether you like it or not. No, I will simp if I want to! Let's go over the rules, shall we? You're all on trial to figure out who the culprit is of today's heinous crime. The rules are as following. Discuss, discover, and determine who the culprit is among your group. The majority of the vote will seal the individual's fate, and you might just happen... and we'll just see what happens from there, yeah? One of a few outcomes will occur. Determine the vote incorrectly, and the entire class will be executed, with the culprit able to walk free with win the ultimate prize. That's the ideal endgame for the culprit. determine the vote correctly, and the culprit alone will receive proper retribution and perish at the hands of the group's decision. Phew! You might just live to see another day. Our victim today is Cyrus Turek, the ultimate charisma. More like ultimate nonsense. Was no one suspicious of his name and talent? I would be. I rather wouldn't be surprised if anyone. Surprised to anyone. The charisma is not real. Was not really his talent. Regardless, I called out his durable last night, and look where we are now. Y'all are quick to take what I said to heart, huh? Well, I'm glad. Saves me from having to to get up a motive. It saves me from having to get a motive set up and all that. So without further ado, discuss away. Don't mind if I do. Oh, Laylee, Missy, I think you know. When you think you know what I'm going to say, then, huh? Then say it for yourself. You think I'm a suspect. Oh, gold star. The point is moot. I'm not the culprit, and that's all I'll say on the matter. And what do you expect me to say? Just roll with that? Because if you vote incorrectly, we'll all be in danger. Prove my innocence or take my word for it. Misty, what's gone into you? Don't you think it's a bit much to ask given the circumstances? I have my convictions. I'm refusing to share my alibi for my own reasons. And yet you don't fear the consequences? You're ridiculous. I'll lay it all nice for you, okay? And we can discuss whether or not you're holding your tongue is the wisest thing you could do in this scenario. Considering the facts, you're not partnered with anyone, you refuse to share an alibi, and you're the one who had the gun in the first place. Do you know what killed the victim this time? A gunshot. What's the tea? The girls are fighting! You likely propose traveling in groups so you can operate on your own. This is all too damning not to be true. Despite her dangerously challenging Laylee, I held my belief in Missy's steadfast. I wanted in all sincerity to trust everyone involved in this horrible game. Considering two people have been murdered, and one executed, and one attacked, it was becoming difficult to justify my stance. We didn't understand what was it there for Missy to hide. You know what? Forget it. I'm taking charge of this discussion. Once again, I can rely on myself. Echo, you're a walking record of events. Tell me, why shouldn't I think Missy was alone during the crime? Walking record. I'm not an encyclopedia of evidence. Or canon. If you have some sort of weird photo, fess up. Echo or canon, I don't care. One of you ought to pipe up with something we can work with. It can't be possible that neither of you two saw anything. Oh. The milkshake's done and bring this to the kitchen. Clearly has his sights set on something out of me and Canon, but as far as I know, neither of us could have seen anything. Shut up, Laylee. I have no photography of the sort. Photograph of the sort. But when we arrived on the third floor, we didn't see anyone in the halls. I was in the garage with Fort for the majority of the afternoon. Yes, as soon as we heard the first gunshot, I suggested we retreat into the garage. and walk entry from the two doors, the main hall door and the art gallery door. As for me, after the two shots were fired, I need to plug my laptop in. As for me, after the two shots were fired, I found myself stuck in the art gallery. The third floor activity rooms can't be locked. Cannon and Port blocked the garage doors. And the main side doors were just Sus? Sus? Hold on, Say. Can you recall what happened when we met earlier? Before we discovered Cyrus's body, that is? When we met, you came tumbling out of the art gallery when Laylee and I arrived on the third floor. Yes, but I couldn't leave the room from the inside. Oh yeah. Laylee, when we arrived on the third floor, there was banging coming from the gallery. I couldn't check to see who it was, or what was inside until I unwound the rope that bound the double doors together. Say just forgot, guys. She just forgot. See, Laylee, there's no way either Canon or I saw anything that happened during the crime. If anything, Say or Laylee's whereabouts ought to be grilled as well, since they could have more questionable actions than us. That's right. Say, Missy said that you were alone in your personal room for a portion of the morning. Yeah, she declined an invitation to my morning announcement. Yeah. But later after I heard the two shots, I poked my head out, only to get dragged out of my room by Laylee. I was investigating the mansion. I figured if anything was fishy was going on, I'd have a witness with me to back up my testimony. Oh, nothing happened to us in particular. At least I've stayed to support my alibi during the gunshots. Despite that, you're still acting suspiciously this morning, smashing the ovens and all. Lily, don't you think yourself warrants an explanation to what you're doing? Huh? I don't need to justify anything I'm doing. I'm the ultimate puzzle master. Put in this evil game to solve it inside out. If you have any faith in your ultimate talents, you'll have faith in mine and my goals as well. I don't care if I break the rules. It's all part of the plan. I'll avenge Art. I'll stop the killings. I'll solve this killing game on my own. I'll come hell or high water. But it didn't occur to you that I'm on the same agenda? What? There aren't any stakes for you, Missy. Art was the only person I have encountered that made my talent worthwhile. I can only trust myself. I'll work alone until I grasp the solution with my own hands. Only then will it be real. Everyone involved, you're just pieces to this puzzle. Oh. Ew, what is this guy even saying? You're an oddball, Laylee. But thanks for reminding me. Reminding you of what? I don't have much power outside of the courtroom, believe it or not. Eve mostly controls monitors and all that, outside boring stuff. But you knew, you'd all eventually end up back here sooner or later, so I just had to wait. Wait, what? Arg. With a snap, the wall slammed open to reveal a large metal hexagon adorned with a cruel-looking M. Laylee crumpled on the floor and we backed away, astonished to whatever invisible pain he was inflicting upon him. It's a sonic weapon, high-powered sound waves. For me personally, to Laylee. What? I mean, this is what you get for fiddling with my door trap. Ugh. I think Laylee's brains have been fried enough. There's no fun or suspense to be had and killing you myself unless I'm executing a culprit. So don't mess with my stuff. Grr. Somehow Lily remains standing. Please, we must move the discussion along. Unless we face similar dangerous fate, we need to discuss the case. Shut it, Missy! We're here because of you. Lily was livid, fighting back against collapsing by will or sheer force. I'm taking control of the discussion this time. Echo, I need you to recall as much information as you can about the murder weapon and the gun. What? Who do you think you are demanding such things? I'm Lily Tamaria, the ultimate puzzle master. Need I see more? I mean, I'll solve this case like I've solved all the puzzles that have come my way. Your memories are a tool for solving this, and I'll be damned if I don't use something as instrumental as that. Get to it, Echo. I don't have all day. Alright, I'll try to rely what I remember to you all. Laylee might have it out for Missy, but going over the timeline could just help put her in the clear. Wait a second. Okay. Laylee's kind of acting a little sus, don't you think? Oh, wait. He has a clear alibi for the second gunshot. Unless he put Say up to it. But I don't know. I don't know. I think it would be best to start from where the murder weapon was revealed. Maybe then we can trace who had it in the final moments. Who originally possessed the gun? Missy. Missy Vesper was the one who initially revealed the gun this morning. It said she woke up to her up in her personal room with the gun given to her as a test to see whether whether or not she belonged in the preservation project. Or Missy assembled a small group for the meeting. There she brought the extent of the weapon to our attention and discussed her further intentions with the gun. She would not cause any harm with it. The group consisted of Fort, Ashley, Missy, Cannon as well. Everyone that morning agreed to place an implicit trust in our peers. Missy left the gun in the foyer. After the meeting, Missy left the gun in the foyer table, wrapped in cloth she had been carrying it in. After discussing... something happened. Say was poking around the pantry, Laylee was destroying the kitchen. We discussed the existence of the gun, among other things, until we were interrupted by a loud sound coming from the kitchen. The whole group went over once to see what was going on, and there we found Laylee destroying the kitchen oven as a means to test the rules. Laylee announced that he was going to solve the killing game and went to the third floor. Laylee said that he would solve the killing game and escort to the first floor for more rules and for more clues, all while clutching the secret note from yesterday. He left the kitchen and took the elevator up, and the rest of us remained in the foyer confused. Shortly after, Cyrus appeared at the top of the second stairs, causing Missy to act. Shortly after Laylee departed on the third floor, Cyrus made an appearance at the second floor stairs. Missy went to confront Cyrus by having a conversation with him in the jazz club. The rest of us went to investigate the third floor for an escape route. I believe it was worth mentioning that Cannon and Fort went up first, with me and Ashley following afterwards. None of us took the gun. From the looks of it, Misty and Cyrus's conversation in the jazz club is a gray area that none of us were privy to. Care to explain yourself why we shouldn't be suspicious of your private altercation moments before his murder? I was attempting to extract information from him. As all you know, he was acting intensely suspicious yesterday. However, rather than avoid him, I thought to take action and confront him head first. You had mentioned this before, but can you explain why you think he's putting on a facade? I mean, for all we know, every word in his mouth could be a lie. Body language. Huh? Body language? It seems Canna noticed it as well. Cyrus's body language gives off the impression that he's tense, as if he's being pressured to under stress. Actions speak louder than words, after all. That's true. I did think he looked a little more foreboding than usual. Ultimately, did you get anything from him? Unfortunately not. He was just the same stubbornly cryptic person he was just last night. So that's it. In Echo's recollection, the people involved in the murder weapon, whose names came up several times. Missy. And don't you think your course of actions would heavily imply a murderous intent that led to the circumstances? Yes. The signs are strenuously pointed towards me, being the one behind it, but I don't wish to divulge the reasons behind those actions. I didn't want to admit it, but I was beginning to have my doubts about Missy. But if this discussion is worth anything, it would be a test whether or not I could really trust Missy. She revealed a gun after all. And asked, should I even trust her to begin with? And what if she was goading someone on to be incriminated so she could get away with it? Should I trust Missy? Wait, okay, I know there's a good end and there's a bad end. So, let me...
But what happens if I say no?
Okay, so bad end is if we press no. So we're gonna press no. As of now, we've had nothing tangible to gain from trusting her. Trust is only a concept that has been tested over time, and to be frank, not enough time has passed to show Misty's trustworthy intentions. She planted a gun to frame someone into killing. She was projecting this killing game cycle. We're getting nowhere like this. If Misty still won't share her alibi, the only thing is providing is a reason to believe she is the culprit. Exactly. By refraining to do so, she is just asking us to dart around the subject of her, and the only answer for her time at hand, and boils down to Missy's gun. Then we're in agreement. There's no proof of anyone else's involvement, and since Missy refuses to deny her plans, ever answer, no, you're making a mistake. What do you want, Missy? You're not giving us any option, yet you continue to deny your involvement. If you refuse to contribute to the case, then this is the only conclusion. The vote was ununanimous. It wasn't even up for debate at that point. Ooh, the vote is so close. not this investor. You messed up big time. And now I won't say anything to dispute the majority vote. Even if you knew something in your heart that it was wrong. I know it's wrong. I never killed Cyrus. Then where were you when he was dead? I know you were, but why don't you tell the others yourself? I can't. Oh, Echo, do you think this is right? Missy's suspicion overshadowed that. Why wouldn't it be? Oh, Alright, then I'm afraid I'm gonna have to respect the rules of the vote and put you through the wager. The wager being punishment time! Wait, were we right? Wait, what? Once again, her whereabouts were isolated from ours. She had chamber and suspended into thin air. Or suspended into thin wire. A small table for held at her lap, a single sheet of paper and a thin pen were provided. Missy tried to stay still to avoid fighting what was to come. Her passivity was futile. The wire stripped her arms around, cutting through her skin as the friction puppeteered her actions crudely. Help, help, help. The wires dragged Misty's arms through the manic motion of the writing a plea of help. It was useless. The single sheet fluttered to the ground. The door was the canvas, her splattered blood the ink. It wouldn't be coming. Instead, the sides of her small chamber also began to close in on Missy as her arms frantically tried to fight against the wire's control. It all took her remaining strength to reach past the slit. Wait, what? What? I feel like I'm very confused. Okay. Sorry, I had to check something. I was like, there's no way this is right. After witnessing the brutality of her demise, I felt so cold. I could feel the color drain from my face, but the consciousness was still hollowed. Misty was executed? Ashley finally emerged from the infirmary, but her tall frame folded in under the fragile pain caused. Bingo! Congratulations! You got what you want, right, Echo? Everyone's eyes burned through me. Ha. No, this is good. What are you talking about? The others stood in by pin-drop silence. Their eyes served judgment upon my shoulders. The majority vote will seal the individual's fate, and, determine the vote incorrectly, the entire class is executed. Is the culprit alone able to walk free and win the ultimate prize? This is the end-deal game for the culprit. After all that, you still don't get it? Vote incorrectly. Echo! The floor, no one stopped him. I lay on the floor, unmoving, staring blankly at the silhouettes that made up the other students. A taste of metal soaked my mouth and my throat. Incorrect, but Ashley could never. Listen to you. You still insist that Ashley couldn't be the culprit. You're delusional. Zero spilled out, all plain and simple, and now the rest of us are going to get executed. Oh, maybe I'll spare Echo the execution and let Laylee do the work for me. I sprang up and stormed off. I could feel his fist pound the wall of the courtroom. No, we'll get out of this. Lily's outburst fell silent as, the collapse of his body felt the rest of his silence. I could hear the others gasp overlay, attempting to dart the escape of the surface floor. Nothing back when I saw Ashley's unconscious body in the casino. Ashley's descendants upon me, her face dark and conscious in weakness, her hand, something in her hand, echo, you knew me. It was like she read my mind. Yeah, of course I knew. I coughed. I just don't understand why. Why? She was shocked. I can't tell you why, unfortunately it's pointless now. Ashley rose and shuffled off. My eyes widened. I gasped to try to pull myself off and chase after her, but my heart began to sting. Ugh. What? I don't think Ashley's actually the killer. I'm really confused. I think it's just because it's the bad end. My version grew red and blurry. My high-pitched ringing shook my head. Pointless. I felt like my head was going to split in two. Ashley's alive, so it was pointless. That wasn't pointless, right? Okay. It was the bad end. It was the bad end. Oh shit, we're gonna have to play all this again. I should have saved right beforehand. Okay. Now we have to play all this again. Lovely. Ugh. It's okay, it's okay, we'll get to it quickly. Okay, anyways. Yeah, see, we're almost done the investigation quick playthrough anyways. Okay, we are caught up. We are caught up, guys. Yes, we trust Missy. I'm going to save. Just be on the safe side. ... I want to believe her. That meant scrutinizing her actions to free her suspicion. We couldn't afford to jump to conclusions. If I may, I think we need to turn over as many questionable facts as we can to lift suspicion. I agree, the evidence is unmistakably pointed at Missy's name. I'm still not convinced she would have the malice intent to kill Cyrus. Missy was the one who suggested splitting up to find things that could threaten Cyrus into talking. But she had made it clear that she never had intention of firing the gun. Is that so? It was after she had a conversation with Cyrus in the morning. Our morning group of Cannon, Fort, Ashley, and myself paired off to investigate the third floor for an escape route. After some time, Missy met up with me and Ashley outside the garage to talk about Cyrus's weird behavior. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do the class trial today. This is like a long chapter. So I'm gonna go to content. Post. No, live. There we go. Yeah. And that is saved. It was then she discussed with Ashley the idea of threatening Cyrus to talk. This was just before the shot began. And it's clear she used the opportunity to act alone to retrieve the gun herself and shoot Cyrus. How would bringing that up lift suspicion from Missy? If anything, it's more damning too. That's my cue. Oh, what? Just a minute, please. What is going on in this game? I need my coffee. Just a minute, please. What I don't understand is this. Why would Missy kill Cyrus if she didn't get the information she wanted? I can only assume the following for her case. She made an attempt to have a civil conversation with Cyrus, only to walk away empty-handed. The motivation is lost, and there shouldn't be any reason to threaten him further in that case. Oh, sure. Make something up in her defense, will you? I can't doubt Missy now. She's the one who made the bold move of bringing the gun to our attention. Now I have to trust that she didn't do anything wrong. Wait, did Ashley do it? I swear to God, if Ashley did it, I'm going to be pissed. But I don't think she would. But telling what transpired between Misty and Cyrus. Seeing as all of us witnessed the continuous interaction with him in the jazz club, it might take some time to work to get Lele on the other side. Misty could be lying about not getting information, just like how she's withhold her alibi. Give it up. Why should we be protecting the culprit? Misty is the one with actions glaring noteworthy suspicion, and if you can disprove it, then by all means. Can we disprove it? Hang on just a minute. We need to discuss every aspect of this case before jumping to any conclusions. I believe there is something at the scene of the crime that can clear Misty's suspicion. Then out with it! The gun! Wait, was it a suicide? The only thing that I can think of, but I need to spin this argument somehow. Although, it's been noted several times that the gun has been put Misty in a dangerous situation. There's something strange about the gun. Lele, say, there's something that I want you to recall from me. Before discovering the body, you two ran into Misty on the 3rd floor hallway, correct? Yeah. Before I helped you out of the art gallery. In that case, I want to ask, did you see blood on her hands? Blood on her hands? Nothing of the sort. So you didn't see blood stuck on her hands, but there was blood stuck to the handle of the gun. If Misty really didn't kill Cyrus by shooting him, why didn't she have blood stuck on her hands when you saw her? I think it was a suicide. You wouldn't be able to forget seeing as something shockingly like blood-stained hands. Simple answer. Misty could have washed her hands. When Say and I approached the 3rd floor, I saw Misty exit one of the personal rooms. She refuses to share her alibi. She must have been plotting the crime with an accomplice on the 3rd floor. That's why she was acting fishy when Lele and I ran into her. Huh? I thought I heard something like that. I thought I heard something like that outside the garage doors. Oh yeah, that conversation. I heard parts of the conversation just before I called for help. Now that I think about it, I think I can figure out who she was speaking with at this time. Lele, you must be a raving madman if you think you can run around the building alone. I'm not doing anything suspicious. I'm doing everything I can to get us out of here, unlike the rest of you. And what were you doing poking around in one of the 3rd floor personal rooms anyway? How did you even get in there? That's none of your business. So you heard that. Yes, Say and I caught Misty in the act. She was poking around one of the 3rd floor personal rooms. And somehow, and how do you suppose she entered that room? She entered that room using a residential bracelet. And how would she have gotten in? The door was still intact, so it's not like Misty broke it down. The residential room bracelet. How could she have acquired such a thing? I can only assume whatever Misty and Cyrus talked about earlier might have to do with the fact that she acquired something that couldn't possibly belong to her. The idea alone of her entering someone else's room is cause for concern. If that's true, how did she enter someone else's room? The mechanism of the room entirely lies on her personal assigned bracelets. Somehow, the bracelet grants access to the kiosk functions, and the door must be default to being locked, and only unlocked when we're nearby with the corresponding bracelet. There, the bracelet is on her person, so can't unlock door. There, the bracelets on her person can't unlock doors that don't match, so Misty entering the room that is not hers implies that she gained access through alternative means. What alternative means? What else? She was witness speaking to the only other student here that had been revealed to be associated with the killing game, Cyrus. Fine, I'll yield. Cyrus offered me the bracelet of the student was closely acquainted with. Out of morbid curiosity, I wanted to visit her room. Misty withdrew a small gold bracelet, similar to the one we all wore ourselves. So yes, not only do I have a bracelet on my person, but I do have a bracelet that does not belong to me. As for what I discovered in the room, well, that's as much as I'd like to say. And that's more than enough. Then we'll have it. There we have it. That explains how she gained entry to the room, as well as lists the reason for her to be retaliate against Cyrus. If that doesn't pinpoint Misty down for a motive, then I don't know what will. Oh, this child's hurting my head. She had such a thing this whole time. How was I supposed to defend something like that? So much evidence was stacked against Missy. Despite the overwhelming number of incriminating facts against her, Missy remained unflinching. It's like she was waiting for what? For us to act on her behalf? Out of trust. Remember, I ought to use the gun to threaten him into talking. Make no mistake, I absolutely have no intention of firing, but Cyrus doesn't need to know that. Missy being withholding about her alibi, there must be a reason behind it. We'll have to work with it rather than against it. I have to trust Missy's intentions, therefore I should try to construct an argument that doesn't involve her. There's another angle I can approach this by. Before we learned of her activity in the room, we were in the middle of destructing the blood-stained gun. Lily has been aggressively utilizing the connection between Missy and the gun for his argument. But let's say that we take her out of the picture, say we never came in contact with the gun. Perhaps we can tackle the argument from a different side. With the gun solely in question, we can ask, who really handled the gun? Who handled the gun? Fine, why don't we entertain that thought? Given the bloodstained handle, whoever held the gun must have stained their hands in the process. There can only be two people who handled it. Cyrus and Ashley. So there we have it. Echo. Do you think Ashley is capable of killing? No! No, no, no! She really is in her Kaede Sayaka arc. God damn it. I jinxed it. I fucking jinxed it. We jinxed it. I blame Abby. Abby did something. I don't know what she did, but she did something. God damn it. What? No way, Ash would never. After all, I'm certain she knows the dangers of killing someone. Her own life would be on the line. So what? This is the only explanation possible, if we take your position on Missy's innocence into consideration. If Ashley's life were threatened, don't you think she would retaliate? Anyone would fight back. Fight or flight, Echo. But she was with us with the first gunshot. Wasn't she? Wasn't she with us with the first gunshot? I forget. There were clear signs of a struggle in the smoke lounge after all. That can't be it. Besides, you confirmed it yourself. We recognize that everyone has an alibi, and we've been neglecting talking about Ashley since she's unconscious. Wait, no. So if you really want to stand by Missy being trustworthy, then you have to realize that there must be someone else within our group that killed him. No, Ash. Ash doesn't have a motive either. Yes, she does. Echo, think about it. Throw away your relation with Ashley and think logically. Just because she isn't here to defend herself doesn't mean she isn't immune to being suspected. We're gonna lose the lesbians anyways. No. No. My head was pounding. I began to feel dizzy. If Ashley had the rope when we were together on the second floor, I knew and there was rope to be found at the, and there was no rope to found at the crown setting. She must have bound the double doors in the gallery. Say confirmed that the rope kept me locked into the gallery. Ashley yelled out and left the corner. Confront something. If you think about whoever handled the gun, it can only be those two people. No, because Ashley... Okay, if I remember correctly, Ashley was with Echo during the first gunshot. Like, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she was with them when they heard the first gunshot. No. No. I don't want to think about it. Please. Stop this. They don't want to discuss Ashley's involvement due to their close relation, but there might be something important we're missing. Wait, okay, is Echo non-binary? Oh, Echo's non-binary. We love non-binary protagonists. I didn't realize that. Because it wasn't, like, directly stated. Whoops, my bad. We love a non-binary. They don't want to discuss Ashley's involvement due to their close relation, but there might be something important we're missing. Something important that Echo only knows. Echo's guarding something. They painted themselves in a corner. There's no clean way to get out of this mess. Yikes. Echo, you good over there? I can't accept this. If Echo refuses to understand that Ashley is the only person who's capable of handling the gun and shooting Cyrus, then I'll have to lay out all the pieces for them. Puzzle pieces as always. No! 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 You homophobic twink, you're killing the lesbians. Echo, allow me to discuss the facts. All of them. Even the unsavory, trifling matter that come to play. Just like you when we were the one who noticed Art slip up. If you insist on protecting Missy, there's one person who's actually remained scrutinized, and Ashley's the culprit in question. Do I have any objections? I apologize, Echo, but this topic cannot be ignored. Yeah, it's pretty important. The rest of the class remained silent as Echo glared a hole in me. Again, let us begin with the weapon. The mysterious gun that came from Misty's possession. Seeing that the gun handle was stained with blood, I can surmise only two people were in contact with it. As we found at the crime scene, both Cyrus and Ashley had blood stained all over their hands, which naturally led us to believe one of them fired the gun. I can concur with that assumption. As for how it came to the third floor, it's just before the gunfire occurred. Ashley and I hatched a plan to confront Cyrus. I was to use the gun to show a threat. However, when I went to retrieve it from the foyer, it was just before I got into it. No! No! No, it's Laylee. Please, please let it be Laylee. Don't send her to Mexico. It's possible Cyrus got it before you. Rightfully so. Then, the speculate time in question, Cyrus is the only possible subject to have initially retrieved the gun, since Echo, Ashley, and Cannon and Fort were elsewhere. Now, I believe we can all agree, based on the surround here, that there were 4 shots fired in total. In that case, we need to determine the order of relevance for each shot. Kay and I board ourselves in the garage on the 3rd floor after the first shot rang out from the smoke lounge. We shelter ourselves inside from there on out. And Laylee and I partnered up after the second. And we were all the way on the second floor. On the first floor. So we can determine these first 2 shots were not life-threatening ones, since no one was within the vicinity of the smoke lounge and there was two gunshots on the wall. However, before the second and third shots, where Ashley's alibi becomes problematic. You're wrong. There's nothing wrong with Ashley's alibi. I can verify for her. I was with Ashley when she came to the second floor climbing center, as well as when she went to the third floor. I never let her out of my sight. We were the entire time we were traveling down and up the stairs. The Echo's thoughts of judgment are being clouded by the relation to Ashley. I have to focus somewhere in Echo's statement and lay the facts straight so they understand. You're missing a piece in your argument. Oh god. But didn't you say Ashley shoved you in the art gallery before you heard the third shot? Okay, but she was there for the first two. No, I don't like this. The rope binding the doors proves that there was a moment that you two were separated from sight. I literally mentioned it. It's possible that that she entered the smoke lounge in that time frame. In that case, the fourth and final gunshot outright, ought to be the one that killed Cyrus. The only person left without an alibi given Echo's testimony and the call for its last movement. The only person left is Ashley. That can't be it. No, Ash yelled Misty's name. It's possible that Misty was within the vicinity of the smoke lounge. After all, Misty's actions on the third floor are still strange. We can't ignore that. Echo's struggling trying to protect Ashley. What do we do? If there's anything that we can think of that will cut through Echo's lies, tell them that the truth is out there. Just wait a minute. Wait, that's not possible. Remember, Lily and I saw Misty exploring the personal room. She had just come out of the personal room when we arrived, and only then began to act suspiciously. I suppose I ought to surrender holding my tongue. Yes, I was withholding my alibi earlier, but the point of the scenery has passed now, and that my whereabouts have been come into direct question. I kept my alibi secret from preventing today's deliberation within immediate worry and disillusionment. I confess Cyrus bestows upon me a terrible gift, this bracelet. It allowed me to access the room that was not mine, a room belonging to a close personal acquaintance, one I held in my thoughts often. I entered the room upon Cyrus's taunting, instructing that I see for myself what's become of this person. I discovered nothing save for my tears becoming reality. My alibi is simply as follows. I did not leave the third floor personal room I gained entry to after I heard the second gunshot. Therefore, I did not see Ashley on the third floor at all. It took you long enough to get that testimony out of you. But in that case, Ashley really is the only person to have encountered Cyrus in the smoke lounge. Therefore, we can assume from appearance of the room that Ashley and Cyrus in the distribution of time between the third and fourth shot. No way! The smoke lounge was not in a state of disarray, the smoke lounge was in a state of disarray, but the casino wasn't. Ashley's body was found in the casino, so it's possible she never even stepped foot in the smoke lounge. There's no visible evidence. Is it glass? A new tactic is in order. Oh my god, this is just turned into a gangbang. Poor Echo. Echo's in his Shuichi art. No! I don't want to lose Ashley! Okay, guys, it's been fun. We're ending Danganronpa Lapse here. Yeah, it's been fun. Next fan game time. Bye! Fine. Echo, your judgment is clouded, and I think you know that. There was glass and blood littered near Ashley's unconscious body in the casino that could have only come from one place. The casino itself was spotless, free of signs of struggle. The distributes leading from the smoke lounge to the casino, however, tells a different story. With all these facts in mind, let's review. We've discovered everybody's paired alibis. Missy's room, activity, and Echo's entrapment in the art gallery, in relation to the gun. In relation to the gun timeline, frees them from suspicion. We also determined that Cyrus was the one who was initially wielding the gun, and that Ashley had plans to counter Cyrus's scheme. In a small period of time, which Ashley and Echo were separated, a struggle occurred between Ashley and Cyrus in the smoke lounge just across the hall, resulting in the disorderly state of the room. And yet, at the end of it all, one person came out alive and the other dead. Echo, you have to see that the culprit behind this is as plain as day. What? No. Face the facts. There's only one possible answer. I refuse. I don't even recall actually considering Cyrus a threat. So what motive would she have to kill him anyway? Echo, why are you lying? That couldn't be further from the truth. There must be anyone else involved. Anyone but her. Jeez. Echo, you really are a stubborn one. Do you understand the danger we're in? Please, Echo, I understand that this is a painful realization for you. We're just as motivated as you that such dreadful things have happened. It's awful, but there has to be a reason, right? No. If there's a reason, I don't get it. I don't get it. Who would Ash endanger herself like this? Throwing her life away like this? It seems so careless. Based on Ashley's suggested actions, it's hard to believe she was negligent about facing the danger, but why would Anger endanger herself like this? Throwing her away for. Oh. Thing else. Allow me to widen your depth of field. She did. I believe I have the answer. She probably did it to save him. Or rather, we all do. It seems like Esco didn't see the kiosk message. Kiosk message? Remember, all the digital kiosks can deliver a direct message across the kiosk and the building. That's correct. Kanan and I saw messages as we waited out the gunfire in the garage. The message was detected from the smoke lounge sometime after the third shot was fired. I recalled it read, "Kill Echo." Yep, that's exactly right. No one asked you. I remember now. Lily and I saw the second floor chaos light up when we were running by. Come on. You heard the gunfire too, right? So far there has been 3 shots. But where the hell did the gun come from? How should I know? How should I know? Hey, slow down. I can't keep up. We can't take our sweet time at a moment like this. Lily, look! The chaos is displaying a message! Kill Echo. The smoke lounge. That's the 3rd floor. I never saw such a thing, but it's awfully damning in what it was implying. I concur. It's quite pointed message. In that case, we can assume that the Echo might have actually been Cyrus's intended target. Echo, Ashley didn't endanger herself out of carelessness, but for your sake. Oh my god, no! Why did I have to be right? She threw her life into the fray to keep yours safe. Then there shouldn't be little doubt that 4th shot must have been the one designed to kill Cyrus. The shot fired after Ashley left Echo's side. I don't understand. Why for me? I'm not like the rest of you. I'm no ultimate student. I can't survive the strifes between ultimates. I don't have skills or talent to offer this world. It should have been me at the opposite end of the gun. Okay, to be fair, I'm not the weeby. Um, it was more so the fact that the evidence is already pointed towards Ashley, and I was trying to come up with a reason on why she would have done it. And you know what? This is the least heart. It's the most heartbreaking, but the least heartbreaking at the same time. Pardon me. The voice of Eve interrupted the looming courtroom silence. I have an update on Ashley's health. She is steadily recovering at the moment. She's okay. However, I discovered the traces of Complex 53 in her system. Complex 53, that's the very substance Zero threatened time and time again to release. Yes, I examined the bracelet in her possession. It appears the glass vial has been shattered, allowing the liquid state to enter her system via absorption through skin. Shattered, it's plausible that it broke from some kind of impact from Cyrus and Ashley's fight. Just a minute, the bracelet in her possession. It's not her own bracelet. It is not. She is possession of a bracelet as Sylvia Prower. Ashley's bracelet is still intact. She had Sylvia's bracelet, but there's no doubt she had a clear motive. It's possible that she was goaded on by Cyrus with the bracelet of an important figure, just as Missy was. No way! Cyrus probably just broke the vial himself and administered the liquid to Ashley during their fight. Or Zero could have unleashed it to harm her. Zero's killing game announced that always talks about toxic gases, so it's possible he's the one behind it. Damn it, Echo! I'm tired of this. You still refuse to accept the reality of this case. Echo is far, far, far into the Lululand. Zero can't have done it. I'll tell you why. It's simple. It's simply not even up for debate. I was testing the rules earlier this morning, right? Rule 4 states that breaking major assets is strictly prohibited, but nothing happened all day. It was only until the beginning of this very trial I suffered the effects of Zero's sonic weapon as punishment for breaking the rules. If he waited until the entire trial grounds to punish me, why would he unleash Complex 53 toxin if there were any signs of Ashley breaking the rules? Heck, Zero, did you or did you not release Complex 53 onto Ashley? Well, I'm not an Albert of this game. Answer. Nope, didn't do it. No, this can't be. You still don't get it. We've been running around in circles in this trial because you refuse to face the truth. Don't you have any value in your life? Your lapse in judgment is what will get us killed. Lately, have some sympathy, won't you? But I have to agree with you. Echo, please. The trial is difficult enough to participate in, but it's necessary to determine the culprit for her safety. Allow yourself to be selfish and act on self-preservation instead of the well-being of others. Don't concern yourself with protecting me. Don't concern yourself with speaking for Ashley. You'll only end up hurting yourself if we judge this incorrectly. Just follow the truth and you can protect yourself. I know we're asking for a lot since the truth isn't what you want to hear, but please. This makes me want to bring back Risky Rehab. I might bring back Risky Rehab, guys. I might bring it back. I might bring it back. Protect myself? What did that mean? I thought I had to protect. I thought I had to protect Missy on behalf of trust. She placed her faith in us after all. But I had to protect Ashley because she's my closest friend, but myself? I felt stuck. I know Missy didn't kill Cyrus, I just know it. It was impossible for anyone else to have killed him. And it was impossible for anyone else to kill him, so the answer was clear as day. I just didn't want to accept it, but by doing so I'm drawing out this trial, my own self-indulgence, and dragging everyone else through this hell. I've forgotten the reasons we're here, to save ourselves. And purposely suppressed the fact that there was nothing on the crime scene solidified Ashley. I saw that damning thing and I chose to forget it. Yes, the weapon is undeniable. The culprit had motive. The struggle showed traces of her involvement. The person who fought Cyrus eventually. Ashley Westberg killed Cyrus. No. Ashley. I'm gonna take this lull in conversation to assume you're done discussing the case, yeah? After all, it was pretty obvious from the start. Well, whatever. This is your space anyway. So, without further ado, it's voting time! I'm voting Laylee. Where's Laylee? I wanna vote Ashley! Come on, let me vote Laylee! I'm gonna have to vote Ashley, won't I? Girlie did no wrong. She did nothing wrong. She's innocent. She's innocent, guys. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, the culprit responsible of the murders of Cyrus Direct is none other than the ultimate jockey Ashley Westberg. And almost all of you have voted correctly. Luckily, majority rules, so it's punishment time! Wait, what do you mean by that? Almost all of us voted correctly. Well, I guess it's my fault for not mentioning that the voting has, that not voting is a big no-no. But voting should be common sense. You have a responsibility to make your voice heard, lives are on the line. Or something like that. Missy would know. Don't rope me into this assigned argument. Think of it this way, you're voting for the lesser of two evils. Punish one person for committing a crime, or punish everyone for being ignorant. But I can see in active space that they figured it out, and I suppose I'll call it a vote. After all, aren't I just the nicest, most flexible judge ever? Haha. Echo, you didn't vote? How could I? Unbelievable. Everyone's lives are on stake, and you still have the audacity to protect the culprit? You're a hopeless case, Echo. I don't understand how you fail to recognize the weight of your actions. The truth, you're raggedly oblivious yet. You continue to turn away. You have no perception of consequences. How dare you refuse to give your all in order to save yourself? Why are you attacking me? The thing is, it just happened to my best friend. It's awful. Don't you know how I feel too lately? We've already lost 3 friends. Why does the cycle keep turning? Of course I know how you feel, but it's pointless to let things spin out like this. That's why I'm trying my best to solve this killing game. I don't need you turning your cheeks away from reality. That will only make things worse. Damn it. I looked over at Ashley, who recovered enough strength to join us in the courtroom. At the last moment of our discussion. Ash, I don't get it. To protect me, you threw yourself into danger. And look where it got you. At the foot of an execution. Ash, you're such an idiot. How could you something so careless? Echo, I thought about nothing but your safety. Huh? All I've ever wanted was your safety and health for my friends. But look at what rotten trouble I've gotten everyone into. First Sylvia, and now Echo. Maybe it'll be better like this. Echo, you don't have to worry about me anymore. Thank goodness, right? If I was in that trial, I wouldn't have budged, and I wouldn't have budged, and I might have voted, Missy, I might have voted Missy off instead. At least you can now trust her. What are you saying? I thought that if I could remove a threat from this horrible game, my actions would have been all worth it. But it turns out Cyrus was just asking for this. Cyrus used Sylvia's bracelet as a show of a threat, and that the reason he had it and Sylvia didn't was because Cyrus said that he had eliminated him. Isn't that right? He said the same thing to me when I received my additional bracelet. Cyrus' ultimate Confederation informant knew things that we would soon rather forget, and used that information to get under our skin. I told you, he's someone to be wary of! So Ashley essentially lost us, the Preservation Project mole. What if he had information that could have gotten us out? Oh, he had information alright, but he would never tell. Zero's right. When I confronted him to inquire about his facade, he kept dodging my question. He was acting so odd. And it appears his strange behavior went all according to plan. He was acting suspicious to invite someone into attacking him, and I completely fell for it. But I felt terrible after, because when I collapsed, I aggressively, his aggressive facade faded, and he laughed. He was glad. Yes, Cyrus fully intended to take someone down with him. Cyrus fired those initial 2 shots to draw attention. I arrived on the 3rd floor with Echo. I ushered Echo into the art gallery and bound the doors with the rope for the climbing center. I confronted Cyrus in the smoke lounge, and he fired right away. The 3rd shot was a near miss. Cyrus. Not a step closer, Ashley. Unless you want to end up like your friend Sylvia. How do you know about Sylvia? Oh, I know everything there is to know. Financial records, personal records, etc. After all, I'm the ultimate confederational informant. My job is to seek information about the Preservation Project's subjects. I personally saw his removal. I personally saw his removal, and you're next. Not if I have anything to say. Not if I have anything to say about it. Yeah, I'd act fast if I were you. I wouldn't want to go down in flames without getting the information you want, would you? How did his racing helmet end up in your room? Why by yours truly, of course. In its personal vehicle, 94 Lister Storm, the very vehicle that is in the garage right now. Cyrus threatened me with an awful trinket. Time limited. He prepared split gasoline and blew the torch ready to burn the room down if I didn't act. I fought to keep him at bay. Eventually, he dropped the gun. I retrieved the gun and gripped the handle fiercely, but Cyrus remained completely cool. He noticed my hesitation and slightly tossed a tiny rose bracelet in my direction. I snatched it out and grabbed it. I turned it over my hands, revealed the name engraved into it. It's Sylvia Power. Bartleby Ashley. Quiet. This isn't right. Why did you put us through this awful game? For the sake of the future? I'm not an ultimate student. Let's play a game. There's 2 more bullets wherever in that chamber. You fire and I live. If you fire and I live, I'll let you walk away scot-free. Your hands would be clean, and you were meant to be an ultimate student, born to benefit this world. If you fire and die, then of course you know what happens. But his last moments, he let out a chuckle and a sigh of relief. He looked relaxed, looked calm, like when we first met him. I was confused why he wasn't fighting back at all. You're a tough nut to crack, you know. What are you doing? I'm trying to save you. I know I took a chance with that shot, but there has to be another answer. The Preservation Project is a miserable organization that I contribute to. I rallied this group of ultimate students, complied all the information I could about you for this project. The project and their game. It's a cruel experiment. All for the sake of the future. Why tell him this? So you won't feel guilty about killing me. But how could I not feel guilty? There has to be some other way to get you out of this mess. Cyrus, I don't understand. Why did it have to come to this? Because I thought I had immunity from the game. But Zero called me out for my cover talent. I knew something was wrong. Why would Zero and or Arbiter for the killing game conduct the preservation project wish to reveal my place in the game? Something was wrong. It's all wrong. This game is wrong. I couldn't wrap my head around a thing he was saying. I didn't dare wish to know what he was thinking about, but what's wrong? Eh. He coughed out in a small chuckle. I made you do a horrible thing. Problem with this game is that you become attached to the ones you're with. As time goes on, bonds are made, and the strangers you eventually come to call for your friends. I should have never involved myself with you all. I couldn't meet his eyes. I knew it would be too painful. And you might hate me for this, but you're the best. It's for the best for you and me. Uh, Winning this game, it's, it's nothing but smoke in the mirrors. I'm sorry, but thank you for helping me escape this game. I held my hand to my own trembling grasp, weakly pushing my attempts at stopping his suffering away. After I shot him, I knew immediately what terrible fate I found myself in. I was tethered to the same end the moment I fell into his trap. I fled the scene leaving a mess, because I knew it would be pointless to conceal the truth. But even then I knew the trial discussion would trace back to my incrimination. That's why I went so far as to shatter the vial of Complex 53 and Sylvia's bracelet, take myself out of the picture. Ash, why would you do such a thing to yourself? It's awful. I know. But please don't hate me. And forgive me for making such a selfish request, but all I ask is that you'll live and survive. I did it all for you. Ah, that's sweet. But too bad for you. That silky sweet sentiment isn't going to save you from your your execution, silly. Murder is murder. That's the thing. I mean, that's what's the thing that you say? There's no gray area about it. No, we can't. No, no, wait. There's no stopping the freight train of despair, Echo. I mean, you were among the ones who sealed her fate after all. Sit back and enjoy the show. No. Oh, we're getting a full-on execution. Ashley's hand slipped through mine. She disappeared into the back, and I collapsed over myself. Oh, no, we're not. I thought we were. All I could do was pull myself up and keep focused on the squarity. On Ashley was horrified. I mean, and her foresight visage was projected onto us to glimpse upon. I tried to soak up my final moments with her, even though I knew they were going to be gruesome. Ashley was chained to a metal pole. The industrial whirring spun in my skull as a set of alarms began to wind up. I clenched at the end of each arm was a horseshoe. Ashley was bound in the direct path across the mass grinding machinery 40 feet away. Ashley's expression was taut. There was only one way out of this game for her, and it was winding up. It was winding up in front of her, just a few paces away. The first pitch was thrown, a light clank as the arm released horseshoes made my heart drop. It was missed with a dull thud on the dirt behind Ashley. A second, a third, fourth, sixth pitch were thrown with wild abandon, as if purposely missing to prolong my own suffering. The anticipation was miserable. Ashley's gray, sorrowful eyes seemed to meet mine within the projected screen. I couldn't look any longer. I felt sick. I turned away in agony, and I heard It's like Leon. It's literally Leon's execution, but with horseshoes. Woo! Well, there goes Ashley. I could feel the life drain from my body. There was nothing but pain during her last moments. The pain that destroyed her body. The pain that stung in her heart. Wahahaha. Oh, it's so satisfying building up this hoping and cheer to eventually strike it down with the decisive kill. It's a little boring though. You participants killing for defensive reasons. We didn't even give a motive, which was a bit of a curveball, but interesting that a murder occurred nonetheless. Well, I mean, I suppose I did put Cyrus on blast for convening with the Preservation Project group. He got in the way of the game after all, so I guess it was beneficial for me in the end. The whole trial made my head spin. I felt wretched. I stared at the floor. My breath was heard from the others. I seemed just as stunned into silence. In the depths of our devastation, Eve's silvery voice cut in. I beseech you all to keep memory of your friends close. It's awful. I don't want to remember this. Remain strong. As I nursed Ashley back to health, she kept asking around, is Echo okay? Is Echo okay? She cared for you until her last breath. Don't think for a second she didn't put everything on the line for you. But why me? I apologize. I cannot say for certain what she was thinking, except Ashley without a doubt cared for you deeply. As difficult as it is, cling to what remains of Ashley, her memory. Really? That's all you have to say this time, Eve? Some empathy, sentiment? I know Eve claims to be on your side, but look at what she's done. Why not just leave Ashley to die of Complex 53, poisoning Eve? Oh, I know why. Because you love reveling in the despair, too. She nursed Ashley back to health just so I could kill her. Ha 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 ha. Heck. Ashley returned to us only to be cruelly beaten to death. The moment that shred of relief was so quietly quashed, and it was quickly mutilated into this twisted dark feelings. Ha 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 ha. How pathetic. You'll never end the game like this. You'll fail once more. Despair will triumph over hope. Yet again, Eve. And it's all your fault. Zero and Eve warped away, and the courtroom was engulfed in silence. In silent darkness once again. Echo. Messi's voice was a whisper. She laid a gentle hand on my shoulder. Hey, let's get you out of here. I lustily followed Missy out of the courtroom. Everyone else filtered out of the courtroom at their own pace as well, dissolving into their own individual lost thoughts for the evening. Without a single word, Missy led me down to the living quarters hall, to my personal room. Before I entered, Cannon struck me out of nowhere. Ahem. I realized that it must have been hard for you, Echo. But, here, just take this. Cannon handed me a photographer. And there's art! Actually, oh my god, Ashley is freakishly tall. There's Pandora and Ashley! Oh god, y'all gonna have me cry. It was a photo of the students gathered in the altarium. Everyone in the picture except me and Cannon. I took this photo on the first day. It was after the Killing Game announcement. After the Killing Game announcement, I recalled the moment. I went to my personal room after declining Ashley's invitation to use the spa lounge with Pandora. Art insisted I work my magic and take a photo of the group since we'd be staying together as friends in this mansion. Despite the awful announcement, he still wanted to take a neat, pleasant picture. I'm a little embarrassed of it. I don't often photograph groups, but oh, that is so cute. How this eases your pain. Why would you show me this? What do you mean? I don't want to see this. This idyllic scene of our friends who aren't with us anymore. The killings are too vivid in my mind for me to believe this is a simple photograph. I hate this. Tisk, I'm sorry, I was just trying to help. Ah! Cannon tore the photo in half. Happy? Cannon spat her final remarks with a huff before sulking off, her footsteps heavy on the carpet. Missy picked up the piece of the photograph. That was awfully cold of you, Echo. What do you want me to do? I mumbled. I have nothing to offer this world as an ultimate. I can't do anything. I feel like I lost myself in that trial. I had to detach myself from the people I care about. For what, the truth? I just scoffed. After all, it was Missy's fault. A gun was introduced to the group. It was her fault that the gun fell into the wrong hands. Her fault I lost Ashley. Missy sighed softly. It was never my intention to get Ashley executed. I shrugged Missy away. I didn't want to listen to her. I went to my personal room. I sat on the bed. I sat and cried. Oh man, that was an ending. Now Echo's giving death flags. Are we gonna lose Echo? Art and Ashley, they did a horrible thing for their friends. When pressed, the two of them only thought to protect the ones important to them. What an interesting concept. It's completely idiotic, though. They disregarded their lives for someone else. Selfless and stupid is what they were. Selfless gets you nothing in return. In a game like this, you have to be selfish and act in self-preservation. Always look out for number one. Number one, number one, number one. 10, 101. Oh my god, we're in a simulation. We're in a fucking simulation. We're in a fucking simulation. Okay. Well. I think this is where we're gonna end the stream. Jeez, I was not expecting that whatsoever. God damn it. We really did lose Ashley. And we lost. We lost Cyrus! He did nothing wrong! He was just as innocent as Pandora! Like, oh my god. This was the chapter. This game is really good. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And we only have 2 chapters left. And I might try to do chapter 3 and 4 in one go. Which will probably be next Saturday. Or maybe later this week, I don't know. But yeah. Shit. That was a lot of fun though. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hope you guys all have a good evening. And with that, goodbye.